The Gootuber, also known as the Good Tapper, is a charger class weapon, medium weight. However, it's not actually your typical charger, it's quite different. Here's the floor painting pattern, it's pretty good actually. The wall painting is as thin as is par for the course for chargers, really. So yeah, so if I already mentioned the tabs, there's 80 damage out of the tabs, 14 frames per tabs. And the full charge as usual, 300 damage. It pierces as well. Really good if you have like big crowds of lasers to deal with. Like not exactly what you're seeing here in the testing range actually. Only if they're far away are a lot of them. Otherwise you're just spamming tabs probably. However, if you do wanna like push this thing to the absolute limit of what's like mathematically possible, then you might be like ever so slightly faster by killing a chum with partial not just 20% charge roughly to deal 100 damage. I'm putting it to quite a bit. So you see I'm wasting frames right there. Yeah, anyway, it's fine to just double tap them and not bother with it. However, the other use for that, of course, would be Drizzler torpedoes. You do get a bit more range when you do that. Let me show you the tap range here. Tap range actually is very compared to Splatter Shot. Okay, now I'm not hitting with taps. If I do quick partial, then I am hitting. Charging does increase range, so the way you wanna charge with this is exactly when you are out of range of whatever you're trying to hit. You can charge as you're approaching it, then you can release that, and then you can move into tapping. That, as it turns out, is true for still hits even. Something that you see me do a bunch would be stuff like this. Like as I'm approaching it, I might charge, then release that partial, and then tap for the rest. Look at that here, you might get combinations where you deal like one partial that is enough for 2 taps to put it off. But you can also just tap it completely. That will also one cycle. If you're just far away, then first do the normal charger thing. This is your max range here. You just simply full charge. Low, but it's safe. It's always there for you. Other words, the Gootuber is actually the most flexible charger in existence. Amazing, right? But yeah, other bosses, stingers, you are one-shotting the parts. This is something that most chargers cannot do. Actually, there are exactly 2 others that can do it. 2 can and 3 can and 3 cannot, so it's pretty 50 here. One-shotting Smurf Race 2, obviously. Cohogs can do the usual thing where you do full charge plus double tap. Although you can also just come down as well, that is actually faster. Especially if you're just looking at one of them. If you're looking like at 2 or more of them, then you can do one charge and then tap for the rest. Taps are always different anyway. The tap DPS, just like the range, is also pretty comparable to a shot actually. I think it's a little bit less. Then you do also get some overkill stuff. Yeah, not everything can be as good as Splatter Shot anyway, for obvious reasons. There is a heavy shooter bias in this game after all. And again, for a charger, this is really good. Good in its name. Yeah, and speaking of Splatter Shot range stuff, this also means you can hit fish stick from the ground. This is still easy, like with other chargers, to get the rhythm wrong, so you might miss one of the little guys sometimes. This is of course very annoying. As a teammate, pay attention to that, or even as the Gootuber itself, you might just be able to like take your comment, save it a bit later from somewhere else. But yeah, just prioritize your safety if you fail. Then it can happen. But the more you get experience, the less it will happen. And of course, H process. Yeah, again, if you're far away enough, then charge works. As you get close, just tap him down, it's more DPS. Right, that I believe covers all the bosses. Let's talk about Night Waves. Mothership, you do not quite have the range that most of the other chargers have. You probably can still do the charger thing alright. You're standing somewhere back and on the spiral on the map where we get spiral. Hitting everything that comes anywhere close to you. On Rush, just tap everything. You can pierce a bit, but I mean it's around. Honestly, I would just not bother with it, like tap and focus X really. Realize what is done, like as it approaches, get a charge, then tap for the rest. But you can also help with DPS with that, try to avoid small frays, but there are too many and the weapon set is bad for them, then definitely contribute by tapping into them, but yeah, you're never gonna do that alone. Don't think there is much else to say about Night. Most part, so like, but I mean, just saying. Yeah, that is all about the GoTuber, I believe. Actually, that's not quite all. Talk about ink efficiency as well. You may or may not remember how I complained about the split charger's ink efficiency. Let's see how this does with a bomb. 1, 2, and still some taps. So yeah, this thing, well, in numbers it doesn't look like it would be too much more ink efficient. Actually kinda is. Make quite a difference. The taps barely use anything as well. And the mobility is good, of course, it's always good with chargers. They can be pain for themselves. You said exactly if they're bamboo. The bamboo in exchange has that lightweight and there is some tech to move with it still, like the double taps. More on that in the tutorial. But anyway.